Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to understand about the constraint in SQL. So there are different kinds of the constraint which is available and how actually we can use, and in industry how actually it is important that all the things actually we are going to understand in this video. Okay, so let us take an example. Okay, so these are the different kind of the constraints which is available, like you have a unique key, we have a primary key, we have a check constraint, we have a not null, we have a foreign key, and we have a default. So let us try to understand one by one with an example. Okay, so suppose you are creating one of the Gmail account. Suppose you are creating a Gmail account. Okay, once you will create a Gmail account, it will ask you to select a Gmail account. Okay, so suppose I am selecting any Gmail account, right? Manish at the rate Gmail account. Okay, if it is already available there, okay, so it will throw me error. Okay, it will say like the Manish at the rate gmail.com is already available. Okay, so and it will suggest like a different Gmail ID also, right? So if suppose I am giving any kind of a unique Gmail ID which is not available in a database, so that it will accept. But if the Gmail ID which is already available in a database, then it will not accept. So how actually it is going to handle in that kind of scenario? In that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the unique key, because while creating a table, while inserting a data, we have put one constant that is a unique. Means whatever the new Gmail ID we are creating, that should be unique. So in that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the unique key. Okay, while creating a table, we generally specify the email account, whatever the Gmail account we are creating, that Gmail account should be a unique. Okay, so in that purpose we generally go for the unique key. Means whatever the Gmail account column will be available in a table, that should be a unique. It shouldn't be a duplicate record. Okay, so that is the use of the unique key. Okay, now second, let us first try to understand about the not null. Okay, not null when we use. Okay, so suppose suppose while filling a form, suppose you are filling a form, and suppose you are only entering the password, you are not entering the email, so then it will throw you error, right? Because the email should not be a empty. Okay, mean email should not be a null. So in that kind of scenario, we generally put a not null constant, because we have put a constant like it should be a it should not be a empty. Okay, means you cannot empty a email, you should also fill the email up also. Okay, in that kind of scenario, we generally put the not null. Okay, so while creating table, the not null also constant you can give for the any column, like for the any specific record you want to capture, and if the user is not entering, then it will throw error while filling the form. Okay, so unique key means the record whatever we are inserting, that should be a unique. It shouldn't contain any duplicate record. Not null means it should not be a null. It is a mandatory field which you have to provide. Okay, now let us try to understand what is the primary key, and this is one of the important interview question also. The primary key is nothing but it is a combination of the unique plus not null. Unique plus not null. Okay, so what actually it contains, like the primary key should be unique. It should be unique and it should not be a null. Okay, so whenever you are creating any kind of the user generally, okay, so whenever you are creating any kind of the user name, okay, so for every table we generally have a username ID that is a uniquely identified ID. So that should be a unique. It should not contain a duplicate record. Means once user cannot have a duplicate IDs. Okay, so that is one thing, and it should not be a null. Okay, if you are entering any kind of the user in a database, it shouldn't be a empty, it shouldn't be a null. So in that kind of the purpose, we generally go for the primary key. If you are creating a Gmail account, if you are creating a Facebook account, for every user we try to insert a user ID that shouldn't be a null, and it should be a unique. Okay, so it is a combination of the unique plus a not null. Okay, now let us try to understand about the check. Okay, so in check, on which scenario we generally use a check condition. Check condition which we generally try to put in while creating a table. Suppose we are trying to put a condition like if the age is greater than 18. Okay, then only it is available. If the age is less than 17, if you are putting, suppose you are putting a age as a, while entering while filling a form, you are entering a age as a -1, so it will throw you error. Means age should be greater than 18. So this kind of the condition we can put with the help of the check. Okay, so while creating a table, in any column we can put any kind of the condition, like if the age is greater than 18, then only this kind of the check condition we can provide. Okay, so we understand about the unique, we understand about the primary, check, and not null. Okay, now let us first try to understand about the default. What is default means? If you are not entering any value, so by default it will take as a 0, any kind of the value you can put into a database. Okay, so if you are not entering any kind of the value, so by default it will enter any value. Instead of putting as a null, it will give a default value 0, 100, any kind of the value you can put with the help of the default. Okay, now let us try to understand about the foreign key. Foreign key is nothing but it is a it will generally take the reference. Referential integrity you have to remember whenever we talk about the foreign key. Okay, so what actually happen is like, suppose you have a one table. Okay, this is the order table. You have, suppose you also have one is customer table. Okay, so this customer table will have one id, and this order in order table will also have one id. So this id, with the help of this id we can take a reference from the another table. I mean, we can put any kind of the joining. So in that kind of the scenario we generally use a foreign key concept, where actually it will take a reference from the another table. So generally it will be having one table as a parent table, and order table will be maybe your child table. So this kind of the concept will come whenever we talk about the foreign key. Okay, so customer table will be having your parent table, order table will be having your reference or the particular id, and suppose you have one of the sales table also. Okay, sales table. Okay, so how actually it's happening? So this customer table will be having a customer information, order table will be having your all the orders information. So with the help of the id we can join them, and we can get all the information regarding the particular customer id. Okay, so in that kind of the scenario we generally try to develop our database, our data modeling in a such a way like we can easily join with the multiple table. We can easily do a we can easily take a reference from another table. So in that kind of scenario, we generally go for the foreign key. Okay, so we generally have to remember this kind of the constraint and how actually we can use it. That actually we are going to learn in another video. But the constraint we have, like unique constraint, is nothing but the particular column should be unique. The primary key is nothing but the particular column should be unique, plus it shouldn't be a null. The check is like we can put any kind of the condition in a column. Okay, not null means it shouldn't be a empty, it should not be a null. Okay, the foreign key is nothing but you are reference from another table, you can take it. Default is like the default value you are passing. So that is all about the constraint. In a coming video we will see all this thing with the practical, and we will try to understand more about it. Okay, yeah.